please avoid this psychological trap, loss aversion. Loss aversion has wasted so much of my time. It has made me miss out on so many opportunities that it really made me realize just how damaging this psychological trap is. And so I just want to share some thoughts about how I'm thinking about this now and how I'm planning on avoiding this, and potentially that may be useful for you as well. So just so we're all on the same page, loss aversion is basically the tendency of avoiding losses over acquiring the same amount of gains. And to basically put that simply, it's like being more upset about losing $10 than you are happy about finding 10. So losing $10, getting $10, you feel much more upset because you lost something when you lose that $10. And there was actually this research that was done to see how loss aversion affected people. And they basically had a game where they flipped a coin. If you win, you get $100, but if you lose $100. And so they asked how many people would take that bet. And a very small minority of people did. So then they upped the gains. So they were like, okay, I'll give you $110 if you win, but you lose $100 if you lose. And they saw how many people did that. And they kept going up and up because not enough people were actually taking the bet. And eventually they found when they raised the gains to over 2 times, so it was around $200, that's when people actually took the bet. So they're only likely to play this game when their chances of winning are double that of their chances of losing. And this experiment, for me, it really just showed me how much we just want to avoid losing at all costs. Even if there's a lot of upside, we're always scared of that potential loss. And this has happened so much in my life. For example, let's say there's a girl I want to talk to, especially in school. There was this girl I really liked, but I never had the balls to talk to her because I thought, okay, what happens if she rejects me? That's gonna, it's gonna completely ruin my life. It's gonna make me look like a loser. She's gonna think so low of me. I just had all these potential losses that I would have had if I got rejected by her, and that fear of rejection, because of all the social consequences and all of that, it just paralyzed me, and I just didn't ask her out, even though the gains in that case would have been a very healthy relationship. So that's an example of where there was a lot of upside, but potentially, obviously, I'll have to talk to her more, but the potential upside there of, a healthy, positive relationship versus the downside of just a little bit of humiliation. Honestly, at the time, I thought it was going to be the end of the world, but now looking back, the worst case scenario is just, a little bit of humiliation. But just that little bit was able to overcome the amount of positives that would have came from that experience. And so that's one example. Another example is with uploading YouTube videos. For the longest time, I didn't want to upload YouTube videos because I uploaded one video and it did semi well, and I never wanted to upload another one because I always feared that video wouldn't do as well as my previous one that did well. And so it's that fear of losing out on my it's not really it's cringe when I say status, but it's the status that I got from that old video. By the way, this is on a different channel, so it's not this channel. The status I got from a well-performing video on that channel. If I upload a new video and it doesn't do as well, I feel like I'm losing out on just the goodwill that other video built up, the success that video built up, and it will just ruin the perception that people have of me. And so it's such a paralyzing thing, loss aversion. And yeah, that's honestly the reason why I hadn't pursued so many opportunities, because I always feared what happens if, I lost. And if I did, I feel like I'm a failure. I'm not worthy of love. And so that's why I actually wanted to make this video, to kind of share my thoughts about loss aversion and how you can just avoid the mistakes that I did, because it's truly made me miss out on so many potential positive things in life, whether it be in the relationship, potentially getting into a relationship much earlier, or whether it be just uploading more videos and hopefully getting just getting better at the YouTube game, or just any other opportunity in life, whether it be grades, it be work, it be with relationships, anything, I fell victim to loss aversion in pretty much all these areas. And so, like, going forward, one of my biggest goals is to realize that the loss that I'll have is honestly not that significant. And even if it is, compared to the potential upside of a healthy relationship, of, purposeful work, of, great health, it is worth the risk. It is worth the loss. And so that's kind of like something that I'll definitely be keeping in mind going forward, that loss aversion is ultimately just a psychological bias that we have to overcome, that I have to overcome, because it's held me so much in my life that I want to overcome it. Like, obviously it's hard to overcome it once and for all because it is like a bias that is always there, but I'll do my very best to minimize as much of loss aversion as I can and seize the opportunities regardless of like the fear of losing out. So hope that was helpful, and I hope that for you as well, that you're able to seize on opportunities that you truly like, even though there may be potential like losses that you have to like deal with, because ultimately like the upside is bigger than the downside.